Hello, Antonia Rolls here again. I'm an artist and a mother, and I have lost both my sons to addiction and to suicide. And now I am creating an exhibition about this, the darkness of suicide and addiction and overdose deaths, and I'm bringing it into the light. So the name of my exhibition is Beloved, because in my mind, the beloveds are beings that live in the light, and they come down to collect the lost and lonely and painful souls who die down here of suicide, overdose, addiction deaths, and take them up into the most powerfully successful rehab in the light, which has a 100% success rate, where they are healed and loved and they become beloveds. They are trained to be beloveds. So the beloveds come down from the light and they know when somebody is at death's door through overdose, perhaps they're committing suicide. And instead of what we imagine our loved ones just suffering, the pain of the physical pain and the mental pain and the torment that they're in, that's how we imagine the end of somebody's life in this way. But in my exhibition, I'm exploring the idea, which I believe, that the beloveds come down before that happens. And the final moments, they are removed from their body by these beautiful beings of light who have already died in this way through the painful, lonely, squalid deaths that we lose our loved ones through drugs and alcohol and suicide. They have already died in that way, and they have become the beloveds in the light. They come down because they know how it feels. They know what this poor soul needs. So they come down and they take this soul before the pain kicks in, and they say, "Come with us. You're safe now. We understand. We've been where you are, and we have nothing but love and healing for you in the light." And they take them into the light to this amazing rehab with a 100% success rate. So the exhibition is called Beloved because that's what I call these beings of light. And that's what I think my sons are in training for at some point, because who knows what the time scale out there in the light is. But I imagine that that's what they will do, and what amazing work that is. You see, losing someone is very, very hard. When we love someone and they die, gosh, it's hard. The grief is terrible. And there's no competition in grief. Grief is grief. We lose someone we love. It hurts. But when we lose someone to something as dark as suicide and addiction and alcohol and overdose, that death is at the end of a really painful, chaotic, distressing journey of however long, years, months, decades. But what led up to that death has already been traumatic for everybody involved, already traumatic. And then there's this final death. And we are left horrified by the pain of that person's life and the seeming senselessness of their death, when we just wish we could have done something to help them. And there is the other thing. As survivors, I think, in a way, it's survivor's guilt. We think, I should have done something, I should have known, and we go back over our past and we say, that was a point in that particular year and that particular time where I did the wrong thing, and if I'd done the right thing, would my loved one still be alive? It's so hard to find meaning in a crazy death like that. I don't know if I mentioned I lost both my sons to suicide and addiction. One was 29, one was 27. And the difficulty is finding meaning for myself in my own life now, forgiving myself for all the things that I didn't do, and all the things that I did wrong, and trying not to let guilt overwhelm me. Now, what I do about this is be aware of it. I'm aware that my thinking can become toxic and difficult, and I can be lost in the past. And the past has happened, and there's a lot about the past I don't know and won't ever know. I won't know what my sons really thought, really did. They kept so much from me, understandably, understandably. And of course, after their death, and I started to find out quite how bad their lives were and what had happened to them, it was even more painful, because as their mum, I should be able to put things right. But these boys were adults, and they made their choices, and help was there for them if they had wanted it. And they did want it, but not enough. And what I did was try and help them, and over the years come to the realization that I needed to help me, because they can't be saved. My sons couldn't be saved. They could save themselves, but they didn't want to. And my youngest son, he didn't want to. He hanged himself. And I found him here, in the annex here, and he was alive when I found him. And as I cut him down, he died, as I tried to hold him. That's bad. That's really bad. My other son, I found him dead on his sofa, and he died on his own in the early hours of the morning. And he was freezing cold when I found him, and I wanted to put a blanket on him to warm him up, because I couldn't compute that he was dead, but he was. The exhibition, Beloved. This is the latest painting I'm doing, and it's about the light. I have a lot of paintings in this exhibition, which opens in May in Brighton and then goes to Edinburgh, the Fringe Festival, in August. This painting is going to be about the light. The beloveds, in my mind, just are beloved. For example, here, this fellow I'm just painting now, a kind of old down and out man with all his belongings on a shopping trolley. He's just presumably just died, and he's just walking into the light, bringing his trolley, because he is good enough. He doesn't have to. Maybe he will turn into somebody looking well and shiny and healthy, and probably, yeah, maybe that's what he'll do. But my point is that when the beloveds arrive in heaven, or arrive in this amazing rehab, here's somebody else here who's, I don't know if you can see, but she's having a fag there, and she's going to be extremely kind of disheveled and rackety, but they've arrived in the light. Great. They will be in training to be beloveds and come down and help all the people down here as they need help to move to the next stage. Okay, I'm going to link details to the Beloved exhibition in the notes below, and I hope I might see you there. God bless.